My farts stink. I try and like ease it out, like, you know, like you slowly try and like.
I'm just at the grocery store. No matter.
It's not like I'm.
It's mad. It's mad. You know, when I watched this, I was eating my oats. I was so turned off. I was eating my little bananas on my oats, and I was suddenly turned off my food. And it's one of the very rare moments I have been. I was just thinking about the smell of that fart that was coming out of her bum. Anyway, listen, that's not important. Anyway, we're talking to you guys about Married at First Sight, Undatables, Season 1, Episode 1, baby. Listen, you got them. No, I've done the order all wrong. I haven't even done my song for you guys. Hey guys, welcome to Little Black Book. You know what time it is. Yes. We're talking to you guys about Man at First Sight, Undateable, Season 1, Episode 1. Okay, cool. Listen, it's interesting. Watching Ashli develop over the time was interesting. I think we really want to focus on her friendship and how that is cock blocking her destiny. Okay, the cock block of a destiny right here, sis. And we're gonna break some stuff down for you guys as well. Guys, if you are new to the channel, do me a favor, like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for the notification of the uploads. And for those of you who are returnees, you got the minerals, you got the minerals, you got the minerals. Stay hydrated. Listen, we've got a talk for you as well, you know. Stay hydrated. You know what I'm saying? Listen. Stay hydrated. Make sure to grab yours down below. All right, cool. Let's get into the video. We're talking about, obviously, Ashli. And you know what? I actually do love her friendship with her friend. I think it's rare that you find someone who loves you so much that they want to attach themselves to the hip. But if you want to date and become married, this is probably not you're gonna have to find some way of separating from this. But I did love her friendship with her friend. I thought it was important to have someone who loves you so much, they're in your corner so much, that they would probably die for you. And that's the kind of friendship I saw with her and her friend. Let's play a little bit of the clip and see what it's saying.
If we go out and I'm not with Makisha, people are like, where's Keish? Like, what's going on? We're an old married couple sometimes. So what you cooking for me tonight?
I could do some steak.
And what I really love about them is that she actually is really beautiful. Honestly, like no word of a lie. They showed some other pictures as well. I love I'm a person that loves short hair anyway. I like short hair. I like the boy cut. I like it. I don't know why. I like the boy cut. But I think she looks incredible. I think she got a beautiful smile, nice eyes, beautiful shaped head as well. Like, listen, she's a good looking woman. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's a good looking woman. Hold on 2 seconds. Real quick. Hope you guys weren't watching my my shorts. Anyway, listen, Mazzelina has to turn off the alarm. But yeah, it was. She's a really beautiful woman, like really beautiful. So what's the issue? The issue, I think, is that, you know, it's the maintaining of these men that are coming forward to her. I think she can attract them. I just don't think she maintains them, and the reason why is because we're talking about your personality, what keeps people in, your relativity. That's what keeps people in. That's oftentimes what the issue is. The whole farting situation is too much, darling. That level of comfortability cannot be existent in a marriage or can't be existent in first dating somebody. It shows a level of tardiness. So it's not the farting itself. Listen, when you get into a relationship, we all do it. We all do it. Yeah, you just lift your leg. When you're in a bed, underneath the covers, and you drop the. You know what I'm saying? Or you hit the. You know when the cover shakes as well. You do one of those underneath the covers with your partner. Listen, it's normal, bruv. Yeah, some of us have fornicated before our time, I know. But we've all been there, right? So that's not an issue. It's before you get to that place, though. We need to have a level of comfortability. Yes, when we get to that place, okay? You can't be showing all your hand before we get to the point where we're in a comfortable, trust-loving relationship, okay? Right? We know that couples get comfortable, so comfortable that your partner can go in the toilet while you're doing. You don't know comfortability into your partner can come into the toilet while you're doing a number 2 and it's a heavy setter. You know what I'm saying? Where it's a heavy when you hit when you drop it and it goes yeah, and the smell is heavy. Until you had a partner that come into the toilet at the same time, smell it and be like, I don't smell anything, bruv. Then you don't know comfortability, but that's for later on. That's not for now. You know what I'm saying? That's not for now. Okay? You gotta keep those parts, you know, for another time. Okay? Yeah, it's a little bit rude. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Hold your bowels together. Okay. Hold the bows together as well, right? But like I said, she's really got she's a really good looking woman, got great shape as well. Even they even show some pictures of her like going out and stuff.
Funny, I'm all of these things. Like, why hasn't this happened yet?
I want to get married, and I'm looking for a guy who, wants the same.
Like, it's time.
And you know what? She's beautiful. She's shapely. She's melanated. Girl, you look good. Okay, but we got to work on some aspects when we're in a relationship. One of the things that will turn off a lot of men, which Pastor Kyle really does point out, is this whole issue about the dependent roommate. The roommate that you got there. You see, you may not tell me your roommate's in the place, but the simple fact is your roommate is just too close emotionally, and actually it makes you turned off. You're actually emotionally unavailable because someone else has part of your heart, even though you're not in a romantic relationship with your best friend, but they take an occupied space in your mind and in your heart. And so you're asking to have a partner, but you're emotionally unavailable because you're unwilling to untether yourself from that friend to come and cling to somebody else. And when men sense that, they're like, I don't want this, bruv. Why? Because I'm not trying to date you and your friend. I'm trying to date you. You feel what I'm saying? Right? There's no, and I love that Pascal said it, there is no room for anybody else because you've blocked it for anybody else.
Finding her a date.
Let me even pause it there. Let me get it to 7, to the point where they're talking about the roommate, right? We'll get in that in a second. When they talk about the roommate, Pascal makes a really great deduction here. I'm really liking the experts in this particular part of the show. They really are more hands-on, which is what we wanted to see. You get to see him talking to her about how, your friends who are around you, are they going to be okay with you now moving forward? Because one of the things, the issues here is that, when you have such a strong bond where you're almost like Siamese twins as friends, when that person finally leaves the bond of the Siamese twins, the friendship group, that other friends may feel some type of way. They may feel left out. They may feel hurt. They may feel betrayed. They may feel left behind. And because your feelings of guilt may start to play, it may stop you from fully exploring and actually going out there to find a lover. You know what I'm saying? Let's play a little bit more of the clip. See what it's saying.
Couple.
Something like it.
Yes.
Lakeisha?
Yes.
Ashli wants to be married. Is there any room for somebody else to come? I mean, help me out.
And that's the key question here. Is there any room for anybody else to enter? No, because you've been preoccupied by this friend. She has your whole entire essence and being. So there's actually no room for me to come into and actually date you. And that's probably why a lot of guys may not stay around. So she may attract them, but they may not stay around. Okay. And that's very, very important to understand. People can attract them, but it's about maintaining them. Why can't you keep them? And the reason why sometimes is because we're doing certain things that cause people to want to leave us. Yeah? Things like when you are attached to the hip to your friend, that's an issue. But what's really interesting is her friend's reaction, right? So he's asking, is there any more room?
If she's in a relationship and she gets...
And the smile here for me didn't say, I'm very much happy. That smile was like, There's room. There isn't room. But there's room. There isn't room. Right? So I don't know how that friend's going to... I don't think that friend's a hater or anything. I think that friend's going to struggle in the coming weeks, months, or years if we start to see Ashli start to move forward and actually get a man. I think there will be an initial struggle from the friend because she hasn't moved, but her friend has moved. And sometimes we want to be in a place... Sometimes we bond with people at the bottom, right? We're trauma bonding, but we're bonding at the bottom. And when we rise from there, we feel hurt, betrayed, and we feel like there's no one that really cares for us and loves for us, right? And so we actually pull the person back. We can do that easily by our expressions, our condemnation, our judgments, our thoughts, our behaviors, right? And they're little things that may seem like they're really helping your friend. For instance, going on a date and she comes with her. That's a method of stopping your friend from actually growing. You may think you're helping her, but you're actually caught blocking her. Doesn't need to happen. Stay hydrated. Right? So when I saw the smile, I was like, that doesn't look like a genuine smile for my friend. While she's stroking the dog like it's Austin Powers.
It's a phone call. And she says, I'll see y'all tomorrow.
Oh, we would have attitude for sure.
See? And the friend admitted it. We would have attitude for sure. So all of that energy is being put out into the atmosphere. You're carrying all that energy into a date. You're carrying all those thoughts into a date. Why would it work? Why would it work? You're preoccupied. Why would it work? If you're a person like this, listen, you know, we're not here to date you and your friend. Don't be bringing an extra pair of friends. Listen, of course, in the days of this, in this modern day of safety, keeping your friends safe, of course, you may need to be in the same vicinity. You may need to be in the same restaurant because you want to make sure your friend is safe. I can understand that. In this day and age, 2021, I can understand you being in a safe place. I can understand your friend being in the same restaurant, hiding, maybe not hiding, but like being very far away, but just kind of keeping an eye just in case her friends need to exit. In this modern day and age, I can understand it, right? Because men are mad. I get it, right? But when you are literally involved in the process of the dating, it's mad. Give that person room. Let them flourish. Let them grow. Let them maneuver. You understand? Let them have them things there, cuz. You get me? Let them have them things there, cuz. Okay? So there would be attitude. That tells everything you need to know. They're not going to be as happy as you think they are. Okay, cool. Let's have a look at this then. They did speak about a lack of kissing for her, which I think is, you know, look, and she was quite open and honest about it. And I didn't really have a problem with it. I think that, again, that's something that she can grow into. But what she did mention, again, was about the reason why she's not having sex. And I think it's quite interesting because I always pick up on these things, which are quite interesting. Let's just listen to this.
11 years.
I mean, my dad's a pastor.
So the reason why she's actually not having sex is actually because her dad's a pastor, and she actually has some level of religious kind of thought process, which is that, you know what, I shouldn't be doing this because religiously, that's how I feel. So this actually wasn't an instance of I have a relationship with Jesus Christ and I'm making sure I'm being abstinent. This was, I grew up in a Christian home. My father was a pastor, was very strict about it. I've then carried it on as I got older, as I realized having sex, you know, cheaply doesn't bring me any benefit, which is also fine as well. I get it, right? I just picking up on that from us who are Christians. Sometimes people can have really religious thought process to why they do something. It's not necessarily have a relationship with God himself. So that was something I picked up on, which was really interesting. I think what was the next important thing was the actual date that they had, which was really interesting because she actually brought her best friend to the date. Like, bruv, like, what? Like, sis, wagwan. Let me get it up there. Okay, so Ashli, you know, when I was meant to get ready for a date, okay, and as she was getting ready for the date, she actually brought her friend on the date, and I was like, oh, and Pascal told her, listen, don't do that. Now that shows a level of over reliance and over dependency. Like you're in a safe environment now with Pastor Cal and a team right at first sight with cameras. You still bring your friend. You still bring your friend to the date, since you haven't learned. Since you're not aware, you're actually cop blocking your own destiny. You're cop blocking your own destiny, darling. All right? You're cop blocking your own destiny by her being there, right? Let's play a little bit of the clip.
How are you?
Pretty good.
Doing
Pretty
okay?
good.
Here we are. You know, we had an inkling that Nikisha was going to be tagging along on.
And the fact is, Nikisha also too should be also as a friend pretending, listen, I can't tag along, sis. I know you want me to, but it's about you. I want you to go flourish. So she's also just as codependent, you know, and over reliant on her friend being an emotional crutch to replace the partner. And there's nothing wrong with this if you want to stay single. But when you want to date and you want to marry, you need to be able to have a level of availability. And actually, a lot of people are like this. A lot of people get into space. You are not available. You are not available. You feel me? Yes, I mean, you're not available. And so this is a physical representation of actually what happens to a lot of people in relationships. And when they get into relationships prematurely, speak to the fact that you've got baggage. Take a load off. Take time. Heal. Recover. Don't jump straight into it because you're carrying people who are going to make you emotionally unavailable in your dating part, right? I love this part. Let's just.
Your blind date. So we decided to pull a fast one. This is your blind date before your blind date.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Okay. Excuse me.
So they actually tricked her to get her to see what she would do, right? She did exactly what they were telling her they were going to do, which is that she was going to literally bring the friend, and which is what she did. She's predictable. And I think, again, it's a lesson for a lot of us to learn because a lot of us, like I said, carry these burdens. We carry them all over the place. And then we get into we struggle why someone doesn't. And then and the thing is, people can be perceptive and intuitive. They can see these things, and they step away from you, or the relationship doesn't, or the initial talking stage doesn't work out. If you're emotionally unavailable, it's going to show up eventually, guys. Okay, all right, it's going to show up. You cannot pretend to be emotionally available and you're not emotionally available. Do you know what I'm saying? You need to be emotionally available.
The last relationship, I was a teenager.
Oh my goodness. What, you saving yourself for Jesus?
No. Let me get to this part here. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna just rewind it slightly, right? There was the actor is Dexter's a very good looking guy, by the way. He's involved in the date. He knows exactly what's going to happen, right? So he's involved, and what he actually asked her was to come round to his side. He knew she was tethered. Watch this. It's interesting.
So what is going on?
What do you mean what's going on?
You are not gonna try to act like I can't see that big umbilical cord.
Like she's got a rope around her leg tied to her friend. And this is what a representation is of your emotional person that's in your that's making you emotionally unavailable. A lot of people are carrying that. And that's why I said I loved this part of the show, because they use practical examples to explain to each individual person what they're doing wrong. It made it clear, it made it obvious, it made it very, very easy for the person to understand where the experts were coming from. And also for us as an audience to visualize it and see, am I doing this? Am I bringing a friend into a relationship? Am I bringing an ex-partner into a relationship that I don't need to? Am I tethered to something that is of pain and it's not allowing me to experience truly what my relationship is really about? Is it?
Stevie Wonder can see that, bro. So
I have a roommate. My roommate's my best friend. We do a lot of things together. Okay. Nikisha has spied on me on dates before.
Lol, just throw your friend underneath the bus there, yeah? Nikisha has spied on me for dates before. I think what she really meant was that Nikisha's been around to make sure nothing really happens to me. You know what I'm saying? And I can understand that. I can rock with that. I think that's safe to do so. Like I said, from a distance, you just didn't need to be involved in a date. Like, that was so close. Like, she's sitting behind them. God, that's far too close. Far too close. Get some distance. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, 2021, it is difficult. Women are, you know, in more and more dangerous positions with men. I understand why they do that. But you got to give your friend a little bit of space. Give them a little bit of space, please. Give them a little bit of space, right? Anyway, guys, make sure you like, share, subscribe. Click on the bell button for notification uploads. We love what they're doing with Undatables. I think it's great to see. And Ashli is somebody who was carrying baggage. And until she removes the baggage, she's going to struggle to be able to move forward in a relationship. We're going to do one last video, which is just on them and their final date. Hope you guys like, share, subscribe, click on the bell button for notifications of the up.